What the frick did you just freaking say about me, you little bitch? I'll have you know I graduated top of my class in the Navy SEALs, and I've been involved in numerous secret raids in Al Qaeda, and I have over 300 completed. I'm trained in guerrilla warfare, and I'm the top sniper in the entire U.S. Armed Forces. You are nothing to me but just another target. I will wipe you the frick out with precision the likes of which has never been seen before on this earth. Mark my freaking words. You think you can get away with saying that shit to me over the internet? Think again, fricker. As we speak, I am contacting my secret network of spies across the USA, and your IP is being traced right now. So you better prepare for the storm, maggot. The storm that wipes out the pathetic little thing you call your life. You're a freaking dead, kid. I can be anywhere, anytime, and I can kill you in over 700 ways, and that's just with my bare hands. Not only am I extensively trained in unarmed combat, but I have access to the entire arsenal of the United States Marine Corps, and I will use it to its full extent to wipe your miserable ass off the face of the continent, you little shit. If only you could. Her comment was about to bring down upon you. Maybe you would have held your freaking tongue, but you couldn't. You didn't, and I hate you, goddamn idiot. I will shit fury all over you, and you will drown in it. You're freaking dead, kiddo. Is that a good cold open?
Yeah. Howdy, howdy. Hi, everyone. We're not dead.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We are in our Yas era right now.
Don't say that again.
Our Slay era, if you will. But no, hello everyone.
How
To
long
our
has it been?
I think it's been over a year.
It hasn't been over a year.
Close to a year. It's been a while.
Yeah, okay, it's been close to a year. Yeah, we said we were gonna come back for the summer and then we didn't. Yeah, okay, our last episode, we said we're like done with school and
Yeah,
then we just didn't come back.
that was a lie. But we're back now. We're
This could
older.
also be a lie. You probably shouldn't trust us.
No, absolutely not. Are you kidding us? We are the definition of gaslight gatekeep girl boss. As a reference to our episode, gaslight gatekeep girl boss.
Yeah. Um Also, just like if you like to binge our episodes for some reason, we're going to be taking down a couple of them just because there's some things that not Sophia, maybe Sophia did, but I said that I don't agree with and I don't
Yeah.
really like, you know, internet lasts forever and I think we're at like a good beginning point where that won't last forever. So, yeah, I mean like I didn't say anything like too egregious, but
No, it's
that's
just
a
stuff
little
that we've realized that we don't agree with and stuff like that, and we've grown
yeah.
as people because, um we've just changed a lot, even though it's been not that long. I don't know, Evangeline. How have
I
you
think
been?
good. To just like end that thing, I think what happened is our school year,
Oh yeah.
the year that we lied to all of you, it was just a very hectic year, and I think emotions were high, and I think there were some things that were said that were a product of that that didn't necessarily
Oh yeah.
reflect what we actually thought.
Oh,
So for that reason, we're pulling him out. We're pulling him out like your
and
dad didn't. So
Evangeline. But our point is that we're gonna do better. We're trying to do better.
yeah.
Um since then, we've moved up a grade.
Yeah.
Um
Well, I've moved up a school level. Um,
yeah.
yeah,
Um
I'm a I in next week's episode, I will officially be a film student. So,
let's go.
yeah, I can
You're a
finally
film
talk about the
student.
plight of gay people. So,
You're a film student and I have blue hair. Match made in heaven. Oh yeah, I have blue in my hair now.
yeah, it's It's been wild. I think well, things are always wild. We have a lot of wild things to talk about,
Oh, yeah.
actually.
Um, I don't know if I'm pretty sure we've mentioned the class that we, are not gonna talk about extensively until I'm out of school, which is in 3 months. It's surprising, I'm gonna graduate soon.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
weird
And
because you were in this position last year.
yeah, and it was very anticlimactic. I honestly didn't care. I just wanted to get out of there.
Oh, yeah, definitely, are you kidding me?
Like,
Um
but put in the comments down below how has the past year treated you guys.
Yeah,
If, I know we have like some random viewers. Let me pull up the stats. Let me pull up the stats. You know
talk
what?
to
I
us.
don't know if I'm allowed to disclose this or not, but we have made you want to guess how much we've made? Money?
Um, I wanna say we've made $5.
We made 24 cents. So good on us. It's a little
Look
less
at
than
us
5
go.
bucks, but
We are
24
we are
cents is all right.
thriving. We
We
are thriving in
definitely
this
can't
capitalistic
withdraw
country.
that at all. It's pending. So, but we have 120 plays. Our estimated audience is 5 and we have 1 unique listener. So to that 1 unique listener, thank you. That's
Talk to us.
probably
Hit
me
us up.
trying to recap our
Oh,
and we have
but
some listeners. Hear this, Sophia. So 77% are from United States. Go figure. Do you want to guess the number 2?
I wanna say Europe.
Where in Europe?
Ireland?
That is not number 2. We have less than 1% in Ireland, and that would be number 5. Do you wanna guess one more time for number 2?
Um, is it the British?
No, I'll give you one hint, mustache.
Germany?
Yeah.
We're so sorry to our German listeners, I love you.
Yeah, no, we know you guys have gotten past that, it just, but yeah, and our 3rd is Hong Kong, 4th is Jordan or Jordan, I probably butchered that really bad, I'm sorry. 5th, Ireland, home of the potatoes. Just offended every Irish person saying that. 6th, South Africa, and then our lucky number 7, Your Majesty, United Kingdom. Um,
If you're British, get outta here. Kidding, kidding.
yeah.
Please don't come back and cancel me for that, I'm kidding.
We need to be
Um
more unapologetic on here. Do you know how many offensive jokes I've already made in, like, the past 5 minutes? Like, you need to step up your game.
Speaking of British people,
The queen is
very
probably dead.
Evangeline I'm trying to segue. Speaking
Segue.
of speaking of British people, a very beloved
Wait, wait,
British
wait,
person.
wait, wait. We're really just gonna, like, leave off of me saying that?
Okay, you know what? I think it's because I've heard this joke so many times from you along with the priest jokes that I'm just desensitized to it. But if we do wanna leave it at that, we can.
Yeah, I'd say that the recent just my review of the queen recently and just, like, of the monarchy, like, really great job for those deep
Your
fakes.
review?
I think they're really pulling through the deep fakes. Like, I think Disney has a run for their money. With the whole Luke Skywalker deep fake, I think they really have a run for their money
I
with
thought you
the
were gonna be
British
like
monarchy.
I thought you were gonna be like, 8 out of 10 stars. The CIJ is the CIJ the CGI was kinda bad, but, the story was kinda good.
Yeah, I would honestly give it lower than 8 just because, like, I don't know, the whole, like, colonization thing is kinda goofy, but we don't need to get into
Goofy.
that, so
Never never refer to colonization as kinda goofy.
Alright, what did you wanna segue into?
Oh, I was gonna say, speaking of British people, a very beloved British person, is in the theaters recently, and no, I'm not talking about Tom Holland, I'm talking about Robert Pattinson.
Oh, you know what? I
That
didn't
is
know if you were
right.
gonna segue into Uncharted or the Batman, both of which we will talk about.
We will talk about, but, the new Batman came out.
It did, and it came out strong, and I just saw it today. we're recording
It came
very
out
late,
today.
later than we usually do. It's not necessarily due to the 3-hour runtime of the Batman, but because I was troubleshooting. But it has nothing to do with anything. I mean, it does, but
We had
not
we
really.
had some issues.
Yeah. Um, I don't wanna say too much because I'll
I
get,
haven't
like,
seen
too
it.
film critic pretentious,
Yeah.
and I
After all,
also
you
don't
are
wanna
a film
spoil
fan.
anything for Sophia. I don't wanna spoil anything for the audience, you guys. So, what I'll say is, like, that was a spiritual experience. I had been waiting for that for so long. I would play the voice recording of me first reacting to the trailer, like, how long ago was that? Like, 2 years ago?
Um, in case you guys need any, like, secondhand proof of Evangeline's excitement for this movie, every single time she talked to me about it, she says something along the lines of, "The moment I entered into the theater, I'm gonna cream my pants."
Yeah,
Um, so and hey, I trust Evangeline's opinion because you are a snobby film student after all, but you're my snobby film student, so it's fine.
thanks. Um,
So, I'm excited for it. I'm gonna go see it. We're recording this on the 4th. I'm gonna go see it tomorrow on the 5th. So,
yeah. I really wanted to see it on Thursday, but I had homework, so boo, oh god, I gotta get good grades. So
look at you being a responsible student.
yeah, unfortunately. But what I was talking about, the voice recording, I would put it into this episode, but I think it's too vulgar for me. Like, it would just be a giant beep. Like, it would just be beep, oh my god, beep. Like, it wouldn't be as entertaining. So you'll just have to imagine it for yourselves. I know, like, I haven't been this animated on this podcast
No,
before, I
in
don't
fact,
think.
I think this is the most animated I've ever heard you in, like, the history of this podcast.
I think that's a good thing. I think I've,
No, it's character development. I'm
yeah,
here for it.
character development, which
You're having
the
you're having a
Batman,
good
ooh,
arc.
yeah. I didn't
Uh,
even know you could do that with, like, a superhero character, probably since I don't wanna say 2008, that kinda, like that's a really like, saying, like, Iron Man was the last, like, great superhero, like, character-focused movie, um, but, like, to watch a superhero film that's 3 hours long that isn't constantly filled with action scenes and, like, rushed CGI and trying to build a greater universe. This is not great for me getting a job at Marvel, and I'm not saying I don't like the MCU, I love the MCU. I would die for the MCU. I would do a blood sacrifice to
Kevin
get a job at the
Feige
MCU.
Kevin Feige, please listen.
Yeah.
Take notes.
Um, I would I would sell my soul to the devil, Kevin Feige,
You already
you know,
we've
it
both, like, sold our lives to Disney basically at this point, it's fine.
yeah. So if I make a criticism, like, it's not even because I hate it, it's just I'm making a general criticism. It's not bad, like, for a movie cinematic universe to occur. I just think we have so much of it now to have the Batman just be a 3-hour long character study. And a lot of it, like, I don't wanna spoil it, but just to, like, give you a vibe of what you're going into, this is a movie and a character and a story characterized by just, like, suffocating, brooding silence, and I mean that in every aspect. I mean that in the
I'm
sound, I mean that in the visuals, I mean that in Robert Pattinson's I'm gonna say Pattinson.
Pattinson! Oh, I love that.
Pattinson's acting, like, you just need a close up of those eyes, and oh my gosh, that tells you a story. That tells you a story.
Listen, listen, first off, I'm excited because even though I don't read a lot of DC, like, I'm not as into DC as I am into Marvel, I love Batman. Batman's, like, my favorite character. And I know that he has a very complex, psyche and
Mhm.
method to how he works, and to see that, plus with my one-man actor, um, I can't wait. Robert Pattinson's, like, my one man. I love him. He's
And he really blew it out of the park. Like, I was expecting him to be good, but I wasn't expecting him to be that good in this role.
that's like honestly, I know a lot of people know him as the dude from Twilight, but with his acting from Devil All the Time and,
Yeah,
like, he can play, like, really intense roles, and he steals the show, like,
he
I'm
just gets
excited.
the whole freak, like the freak
Yeah,
character type, which he has said in interviews before, but he gets it. Also, to kind of divert from Battinson, this is the year for Jeffrey Wright. Like he was in the French Dispatch, he was the Watcher in What If, and now he's Gordon in the Batman. Like good for him. I feel like he deserves a
good for
shout
him.
out. I feel like he's kind of gotten a little overshadowed by all these other huge actors, but just like good for him. He's got range, e and he's got, like, a cool voice, you know? That's always a
Hold
plus.
up,
What?
hold up, I give me a no, keep talking, give me a minute.
Oh, okay. I don't like
No, no,
Um,
no, because you said he played Gordon.
yeah.
Who did I look up recent what was I watching recently with him?
Jeffrey Wright?
Yeah.
Like a movie or
No, he's not an SVU, is he?
um, I don't watch SVU.
Okay, I don't see him on the okay.
Are
Okay,
you
never
think
mind then, 'cause
are you thinking of Ice Cube? Because I kinda think Ice Cube and Jeffrey Wright look a little similar.
no, no.
Ice-T, sorry. Oh my that was bad. Oh, that was bad. That was so bad. Did I say Ice Cube?
You said
Oh,
Ice
how
Cube.
no, I meant iced tea.
Oh, no. Okay,
I
hold
know the
up.
difference, guys. It's just look, I okay,
You're
I
not
can't
helping your
redeem
case.
myself
You're
from
not
that.
helping your case.
I can't redeem myself from that.
You
Um,
really can't.
well, speaking of rappers, um,
Oh, speaking of rappers,
yeah,
um, Kanye West, am I right?
am I ooh, um, I just wanna, like, put a warning. I know a
Let me
lot of
start.
people haven't, and I just wanna do this, but, like, if you're triggered by any, like, type of abusive, harassing, manipulative
Yeah,
relationships, I would just, like, click off for this.
me too,
We're not
or
gonna,
just
like, show anything. I don't think we're really gonna read any, like, Instagram posts or anything, but
no.
just, like, if this situation is a little triggering, like, I would just skip. I'll try to clip in or put something on the screen that says, like, "Skip to this part," but it just, a warning because this has gotten, like, really,
Oh, yeah.
out of control. So, skip now, we'll pause. Please skip to 29 minutes and 45 seconds.
Oh!
Right. If oh,
Okay, okay,
that
sorry.
was not
I
the point of
figured
the
out
pause.
sorry, we're gonna get to that. I figured out who I was confusing, the casting for Gordon with.
J.K. Simmons?
Yes, I thought it was J.K. Simmons.
Oh, okay, no, he's in the main DCEU.
Okay, yeah, never mind. Okay, yeah, so sorry, before
That
I
was
interrupted.
so inappropriate. Oh my god.
I know, I'm so sorry. If you're sensitive to topics of stalking, harassment, abuse, spousal abuse, um, and stuff like that, Evangeline will probably put a timestamp or will tell you where to skip to, because this is just we're gonna talk about Kanye West.
Yeah.
So,
Alright, so I kind of already done a few pauses, so if you haven't skipped out yet, that's I don't wanna say that's on you, that's really bad, but, yeah, you wanna stay for it. So, obviously, the world has become I don't wanna say the world, there's much more important things going on right now,
oh, yeah.
but, pop culture has become kinda dominated the talking points by Kanye West and his outbursts. Um, I feel like that's undermining it, but I think, like, all of us know who Kanye West is. I think probably if you're in our age group, like, you know who he is, whatever. Um, and I don't wanna act like I think he brings, like, nothing good to the table because I
Oh, yeah.
don't agree with
Yeah.
that. I
Good.
think he was extremely not that I was, like, listening to his music growing up or anything, but I definitely recognize how revolutionary he was in, like, I don't even wanna put him in, like, just the hip hop rap genre. I feel like that's really demeaning to his discography. Um, but and I really don't like saying genius, but there is a genius aspect to his musical career that I don't think should ever be brought down because of what's
Yeah.
happening, and I know that gets into the discussion of, like, "Oh, separating the art from the artist and stuff and whatever." But I wanna make it very clear that I don't condone and I don't support any of what his actual actions regarding him and Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson and that whole situation because it's disgusting. Like,
Yeah.
just it's disgusting.
No,
And
yeah,
it has and now he's let it bleed into his music, which is
yeah,
unfortunate.
yeah, I saw that video on Insta, and I saw it, you had asked me to go watch it before,
Yeah,
we started recording. Um, I always knew who Kanye West was. Again, he was even though I didn't listen to a lot of rap until, like, maybe my freshman year, um, I knew that he was a very big name in the music industry, but other than that, I didn't know much about him. And I we're gonna put the I'm gonna send this link to Evangeline, we're gonna put it in the description. There's a really good 2-hour documentary on YouTube, made by Jay Aubrey, and it goes into depth about how his music career started, what he brought to the table, and recently what has transpired. And it really puts into perspective how we even though we live in a culture where we preach, which I'm not saying that his mental health is an excuse to um what he's doing. It's an explanation.
yeah,
And you know, we both have our fair share of mental illness and struggling with mental health. Um so we know that like um how do I word this? We know when like a person should get help.
yeah,
And I mean this in, like, the most respectful way possible. I He just needs help.
yeah. As Pete Davidson said, he needs to take his meds. Like, I'm
I think about there's an SNL, which we will also link that. Evangeline, you're gonna go link that in the
okay.
description when we get to this. There's this, um, SNL skit from 2015 where Pete Davidson goes, like, something about, like, "Kanye tweeted out, 'I'm off the meds, this is the real one.' And you know what I say to that? Take 'em. There's no shame in the medicine game." And I just think about that bit a lot.
Yeah. I think why I've become so fascinated with it is just because I kind of took some time to listen to some of his music, like, actually listen to it, and it was just, like it's sad. Like, it's kind of sad to listen to it to know what's happened now. Um, I haven't watched that Jay Aubrey documentary because I'm currently watching the Genius, documentary on
Mhm.
Netflix, which is extremely well done. Uh, a lot of the points I have, like, TMG said those points, especially Noel, but it's really wild. He seemed like a really, like, good character, super confident, which he still is. But
Yeah.
just to, like, see him go through the process of making his debut album. I've yet to watch the 3rd part, which I know came out this week, but I'll probably watch it tomorrow. Um, but it's just, like, it's sad, and I didn't really wanna get, like, too serious about it, but I think you can't be, like, funny about it because this is involving, like, real people. And especially that music video, like, I watched that last night because I thought, like, people were overreacting or something, and no. Like, that was
No.
whoa,
Like, if that ends up in court,
that's bad.
yeah.
And not that I have kids and not that I've gotten married, not that I desire either of those things, but it's just I feel bad mainly because, like, there's little kids involved, little kids that he claims to really care about and really love. And not that I'm saying he's lying about that, but if he really did, he wouldn't be doing this because this is not like, that's just not what you
I
do.
like, I don't know how much my, like, opinion on this holds merit because, again, I'm not married either, and I do not have kids, and I'm not going through a divorce, but, I understand, like, the concern of, like, your little kid because it all started when he tweeted, um, something I probably should have pulled up the actual tweet, but he was asking how he can stop Kim from putting,
A
or
North on
letting
TikTok
yeah, how like, to
'cause they have
stop
a
his
joint
daughter going
account.
yeah, which I understand the concern because she is a little kid and she is in the eyes of the public, but I feel like he should have held that in private matters than, tweeting it out, but I don't know. Again, I don't know how much merit that holds. It's
Yeah,
just
like,
it's
that last shot of the video of him, like, cutting the roses from Pete Davidson's head and, like, putting them in that truck that was a replica of the truck that he sent to Kim's house with, like, the truck bed full of roses was just
yeah,
that was,
it
like, terrifying. Like
I just like I don't know how to like voice this. It's so hard to wrap my head around how, you know, he's ended friendships because I don't remember who was it Kid Cudi? One of
I'm not sure.
one of like the people he took under his wing, like his proteges that he raised in this music community and um really established their name. He completely like disregarded his friendship with them because that person happened to be buddy with Pete Davidson. And
Oh, mm,
it, like, made me realize, like, cause like, before I was like, "Oh, like, this is a situation," but it didn't feel like not I don't know what word to describe it, not real or concerning, but, like, it just didn't feel to me, you know? But
yeah,
seeing that just dropping, like, just that I guess obsession is the best word I can use to describe it, with Pete Davidson, it's so concerning. It's so concerning.
yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know what else to say about it.
I mean,
It's just
yeah. I hope that the situation, um, it resolves itself, that I get listen, I don't like the Kardashians at all. I think they're, you know, I don't like millionaires. I can't sympathize with millionaires. But I can sympathize with the Kardashians as people. Like, I recognize that they're people, they have lives, and they deserve privacy, and they deserve respect and, well, decent human respect. And, to see, like, to separate Kim from Kim Kardashian and see her as a mother who's going through a divorce, who's probably terrified because, not only does she have crazy paparazzi on her tail, she has her ex-husband who is basically stalking her. And
yeah,
yeah, hope that everyone's safe and
yeah.
it itself. Um, did you wanna add anything else?
No,
Alright.
I think that's
Well,
it. If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let us explain.
Anchor has tools that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer.
When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcast, and more.
It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place.
And best of all, Anchor is totally free.
So, download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Hey, if we use it, why shouldn't you? Back to the episode. All right. You know what? It's been a good year for Tom Holland. I'm
Oh
sure
yeah,
he's
he's raking in
rolling
that
in that dough.
he's raking in huge money. We
Like,
said, speaking of other British actors in theaters, Tom Holland has 2 box office breaking movies.
yeah. And
Um,
and we would talk about Zendaya, but I I don't wanna talk about
Euphoria is a whole
Euphoria.
other topic, and I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
don't
we
think
wanna
I
dig
ever
into
wanna
that.
bring that up on the show because
No.
every other podcast on planet Earth brings that up. So, we're gonna
We
talk
both
about
have our opinions,
Uncharted.
though.
Yeah. I never watched it. I only watch it through Tumblr posts, random YouTube clips, and just random things I hear. But anyways, no Euphoria.
Anyways,
Um, Uncharted. What a poo-poo stinky movie. Like, whoa. Um, Sophia, I know you haven't watched it,
I
and I know
haven't, but
you're
I
really
plan
not
on.
familiar with the Uncharted, like, game series at
Um,
all.
I thi besides, like, hearing about it as I am an average gamer, I've never really known much about it, other than the fact it's named Uncharted.
Yeah, that's an issue, you gotta fix
Oh, I know.
because Uncharted is objectively objectively
Objectively.
the best narrative-driven game in the history of gaming,
Got it.
objectively.
Okay,
Um
if people come at you for that, don't come running to me.
Naughty Dog revolutionized narrative-driven storytelling, and that started with Uncharted. Uncharted is beloved in the gaming community, and it is very beloved by your own host, me very much. I'm obsessed with
Exactly,
it to
very
an
much.
unhealthy level. Um, I have all 4 games.
Of course you
Actually,
do.
I don't have all 5 games. I said all 4 games to make myself sound better. I don't have Lost Legacy, but I have played it. I had to borrow it from my grandpa, and then I had to give it back, which was upsetting. But I have the main 4 games. Um, I don't have Golden Abyss. Sorry, I didn't get a PS Vita like you losers. Um, and I don't have the other like spin-off games, like the one where you like click the map and like because Elena needs to find Nate or something, and it was like some ad thing. Um, but whatever. I was not looking forward to the Uncharted movie. All right, I already had low expectations for it. The casting was weird. It was goofy. I don't know if I should use goofy after I did use that adjective to describe
Um,
colonization.
dare I
Um,
say, silly?
Silly is like no, it's
Shy let
wacky.
me hit because I'm goofy, because 'cause I'm full of wistic whimsum.
I just think we should stop trying to make video games into movies. Like video games are already movies. Like I don't understand why we have this obsession with making video games into movies. The only
I
one
think I think it's just the magical triad of entertainment: video games, movies, and books.
yeah, it I think the only one that could potentially work is the upcoming Last of Us series, and I think that really only works because Last of Us is such a like a story heavy game. Like Uncharted, you have fun with the gameplay. I feel
Mhm.
like Last of Us is just so much more of a brutal experience and I think deserves a chance to be told in, like the TV movie world. But
Yeah.
Uncharted was just it's just not something that should have been made into a movie. Um and I think it was just poor directing. The guy who directed it, I already forgot his name. Sorry, rip to that man. He directed Venom, and if you've seen Venom, you know what I'm talking about. It's just
Okay, come
it
on. I thought Venom was a good movie, though.
but it's like but Venom works because it's the first Venom doesn't really work. The second Venom works because it knows that it's stupid, you know? Like
Um, Ruben Fleischer.
Ruben Fleischer, yeah. I don't know why I thought his first name was Jaden. That's why I didn't want to say it because I knew that was wrong. But Ruben Fleischer, um, it's just a hit and a miss. He directed Zombieland though, which is iconic. So I don't really know what. Maybe this just isn't the right genre for him. Not sure because Tom Holland as Nathan Drake just doesn't. It doesn't translate well. I think it was just a case of Sony like milking their golden boy, and I don't want to demean Tom Holland like that because he is a really good actor. I just
But
I
he
just
is
think
used
this
a lot.
wasn't the role for him. This isn't the role. And Mark Wahlberg as Sully, like that was not it. That wasn't it.
I don't
But
okay, listen. I I don't know Nathan's character at all,
yeah.
but he does give me Golden Boy adventurer vibes just by the name
Yeah.
and vibe alone.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
um I can see that for Tom Holland, but only in like very specific cases.
I can't tell if this isn't the role for Tom Holland or Ruben Fleischer, we found his name. Just didn't direct him well. I know there was a and I know Tom Holland doesn't like his performance in this. Like it's not just me like hating on him.
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong, I do like Tom Holland. But there is an interview of him saying that he wasn't very happy with his performance and that he felt that he was just focused on looking good on the camera and kind of like getting a cool like hero pose shot, and I could definitely see that in the movie.
Mhm.
And I feel bad cuz like he is like as I said, and I don't want to miss the point. He is a good actor. He's a very good actor. Um but I don't think this was the right move. And the bottom line is just this video game should have never been made into a movie. PlayStation should have just focused on making another game for the fans because I think majority of the fans do not like it. Like I want to see that not that Rotten Tomatoes is that great of an indicator, but I think for this it is um Uncharted.
It has a 46, I think, by the way.
Yeah.
It's pretty low.
What?
Low 50s.
Whoa. No way. Okay, I guess I never mind. It has a 90% in the audience score. Whoa.
Wait, whoa, seriously?
90%.
I looked at the critic rating, I think.
I don't care about the critic rating.
Okay, no,
Um,
no, no. Okay, no. I was looking at Metacritic and Rotten Tomatoes.
oh, well, Metacritic is yeah,
Oh.
that's yeah.
Oh, so it's a Venom situation.
It's like I don't
Venom
really
was the exact same
90%
way.
from fans?
Batman has an 85? I'm getting off topic. Continue.
Okay. I don't get that. Oh no, everyone's gonna come after me in the comments and be like, "You're not a real fan now." Oh, geez, I really should have checked this before I opened my mouth. Um, Never mind. Uncharted is the greatest movie of the year. Literally, Tom Holland is perfect as Nathan Drake. Mark Wahlberg did an amazing job as Sully.
Oh,
I, I, it definitely deserves so many more sequels.
deserves a goal.
Like
What's the movie? What's the award show coming up? The Oscars.
Oscars, yeah. Screw No Way Home. Uncharted, yeah.
Speaking of No Way Home.
Yeah. But actually, I didn't enjoy Uncharted. If you did, that's great. I didn't. I just think I'm a stickler when it comes to respecting the original medium where the story came from, and I don't think it worked in the movie medium, but, yeah, it definitely deserves a
Yeah.
90%, sure. Um, let's
Um,
go with that.
if I end up watching it, I'll give an update next episode, but,
Yeah.
um, I'm gonna give this warning because I don't know. No Way Home spoilers. It's been
No, we're
months now.
not giving a warning for that. We are
If you
not giving a
haven't seen the
warning for
movie,
no, 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 okay, all the Spider-Man come in, Aunt May dies, so I'm
Green
not
Goblin was
putting
wonderful. Norm okay, I'm just gonna say that was the best thing Marvel did all year.
it mm,
I'm just your opinion is your opinion, but this is my opinion.
but what about the shows?
Okay, okay, because for me, shows and movies are in 2 different categories.
Oh, okay, okay, well, if you're talking about that, then sure, I'll agree with that. I'll agree with
Speaking of
that.
shows, Moon Knight is coming out later this month.
Yeah,
Oh.
well, we should
Anyways,
probably not yeah, okay, No Way Home.
No Way Home, best Marvel movie created in recent history, if not this year.
Yeah,
Uh, super good. Super good. I thought I personally thought it was the perfect I'm gonna say love letter. Not really love letter, but it's the perfect I thought it was the perfect thing for Peter Parker in that universe because
I think so too, I definitely have to agree. I That sounded really sarcastic. I actually think this was a good movie, and I think on previous episodes, I've expressed my distaste with this rendition of Spider-Man,
Oh, yeah.
which I wanna be careful about because am trying to get a job at Marvel, but I also don't wanna become a shill. So, um, even though
I
I
think
did say I would do a blood sacrifice for Marvel, but
no,
I
I
would say that No Way Home really redeemed
oh, yeah.
this Spider-Man for me. It really redeemed him. I was so glad that they just restarted everything, brought him back to a street level type character because my whole issue with it is that each of the Spider-Man movies I feel like was trying to set up something like way bigger than it needed to be. Then like it wasn't the character just didn't feel as tangible to me as it
Oh,
did in the
yeah.
past 2 franchises, but I know that's like a f a fanboy opinion or whatever, so
Yeah.
it doesn't count, but that's just me.
Yeah. I thought okay, Peter Parker, ever since I've been a fan of Marvel, Peter Parker, especially MCU Peter Parker, was a character I always heavily related to. Not in the sense that like, I'm some genius who has superpowers and my parents died and I live with my aunt, but I saw myself as him as a high school student and how I'm trying to navigate towards life while I'm living a second life, which not that I have an alter ego,
Second,
but
li
but I relate to the fact that a lot of the times people have to live multiple lives. Um, and I thought that resetting everything for Peter was perfect because he no longer has to balance Peter Parker and Spider-Man. It's just who he is. And even though even though I feel like he really adored his friends and even though his friends knew and his aunt knew and all these people knew, he still felt like he couldn't tell them everything because he was Spider-Man. So, it's almost like a breath of fresh air for Peter Parker, and bringing in Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's Peter Parkers was such a genius. It's the way they wrote them in was genius
it really was,
because you can
oh,
go ahead.
okay. I am a hardcore Raimi trilogy fan. I love Sam Raimi. I'm so excited he's coming back for Doctor Strange. I think that's a
Me
perfect
too.
perfect match. Um, so S Raimi's Spider-Man, is superior to me. There's just nothing that can top that. Um, so as very and as someone who, I wasn't even born when the first Spider-Man came out, and I was literally, 1 years old when the second one came out, so probably not even. So, I didn't ever got, the chance to see that Spider-Man in theaters, so for me being able to see him, all these years later in a theater was very, um, spiritual. Yeah, I've been using that word a lot,
Oh, yeah. No, I totally agree. I felt like when I heard the rumors, I was scared it was gonna be fan service, and,
same.
I was scared that they were going to not almost, sell out. I don't know if I me this whole episode is just me not being able to find word thing. Um, I I was just scared that they were gonna try to pull some fan fiction types things, and while they did pull some fan fiction type things, it was good fan fiction type things, and Peter Parker finally MCU Peter Parker finally got to relate to someone, fully, and I
Yeah.
think that was really cathartic for him, and I'm happy that that happened. I wanna talk about Peter Parker and MJ in the MCU because I have my opinions, and I know you
Ooh.
have your opinions.
Are they are yours gonna be good or bad? Because where do we wanna.
No, okay, because here's my, kinda perspective here. I know that the dynamic and romance between Peter Parker and MJ between the first 2 Spider-Man movies in the MCU was lacking.
Mhm.
I know me and Evangeline
I'd
talked
say
about
it's,
how
non-existent.
yeah, you just don't know why you should care about this relationship.
Exactly. Okay, good. I
But
didn't wanna because I already, screwed up with the Uncharted thing. I didn't wanna be that person for the whole
here's
Spidey shell
no,
fandom, so.
this is gonna turn out positive, I promise. And I watched No Way Home, and I was like, I care about them, I'm genuinely so distraught that MJ doesn't remember Peter after they've been through all of this, and they care for each other so much, and then I think about it, and I think about how unconventional relationships are in high school. It makes sense to me now, I understand why I didn't care and why it is lacking, but, some people were over the moon for them, and other people were like, "I don't care about them," and I realized that when you think about love and relationship in high school, it's all over the place, and a lot of the times feelings don't come out until you realize that, "Hey, this is not gonna be around for a while, so maybe I should tell you something." And, yeah, I was just like, I'm kinda glad that those first 2 movies, the romance was lacking because now I see just how much they actually do care for each other, if that makes any sense.
I'm gonna I'm gonna do another Uncharted moment and say I think you're giving the writers too much credit.
Am I?
I think it's dare I say it, beautiful what you just said. Um, I think that's a really interesting take, but again, I think you're giving the writers a little too much credit. I
Maybe
think
I am.
what happened, and I'm almost 99% sure what happened with Spider-Man: Homecoming in 2017?
Yeah.
Mm, let me make sure that's right.
2017 or 2016.
2017, I was right, I know my facts. Um, 'cause I remember seeing that in theaters. Um, I think Homecoming was a giant um marketing tool for teenage girls. I'm not saying that in a necessarily bad way because I know that's a whole thing. Like, why do we hate on things that teenage girls like? But a lot of times that like attempt to market towards teenage girls, whatever that product is often one dimensional, vapid, uh, not a lot of substance to it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say Homecoming is like that horrible. I'd say that Homecoming, to quote High Top Films, is a good movie, but a bad Spider-Man movie. Um,
Okay,
and I think it's
I'm just gonna say this. I don't like high top films,
oh,
so
oh,
I think he's too critical of everything. That's my opinion. But even though I
okay,
don't like him, I can agree with that.
okay. Um, we're not gonna get into that. I kinda hate that you said that because my dream of talking to him is now decreased.
Why?
So you don't like him?
Okay, and still go
I don't
talk to
think he
him,
would
not
have
to
that
go
big of an
seek
issue
him
with it. He knows a
out.
lot of people don't like him. But High Top Films, if you ever wanna come on here, I would love that. Not that we could really do anything to promote your Jason fan film, but, like, honestly,
I'm
so
just
excited for
saying,
that.
high top if you're out there, I don't hate you as a person. I just we have differing opinions, and that's fine. We
Okay.
can have a
Okay,
talk.
that's
I'd
a
love to
much
have a
better
talk
way to
with
put
you.
it. I was like,
We have differing opinions, and that's okay. I still
okay.
respect you as a person. Please come onto our podcast.
Anyways, yes, please. Um, back to Homecoming. It's just Ned and MJ don't have substance. They just don't. We don't know who MJ is. I still don't really know who she is after A No Way Home. I don't really know who Ned is, except for the fact that they have a relationship with Peter Parker. To bring up the Raimi trilogy again, and even the Web duology with Andrew Garfield did a good job. Okay, the Andrew Garfield's duology did a half good job, so I'm just gonna talk about Raimi. They did a good job of developing Harry and MJ, who are Ned and MJ.
I
They
wouldn't say they
develop
did a good job developing Harry in the web.
Oh, no, 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 sorry, no, I said I went back to the Raimi trilogy.
Okay, because 'cause I'm like,
No, no, that was horrible. That's what I meant by half decent. That's why I said I was going back to Raimi
okay.
trilogy. Um, Sam Raimi did a damn good, amazing, wonderful, spectacular, show-stopping job of developing the characters of Mary Jane Watson and Harry Osborn. Phenomenal. And that just got lost in the past decade or so, almost 2 decades, 20 years. Um, because I don't know why the heck I should care about Ned and MJ here, except for the fact that Peter, like, is friends with them and is one of them is his girlfriend. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Mary Jane Watson, we figured out was oh my gosh, this is exactly what I didn't wanna do with this podcast. Like, the beginning, we were so good, and then I got, like, like, critical again. Whatever, we're already here. Wanna
That's
put, like,
fine.
a
I think
wanna put, like, a soundboard thing in there? How about, like
no, I think we're definitely not gonna stay critical the entire time. I just think that when we talk about movies, we just tend to get critical.